pitched 6 innings last night. Absolutely incredible outing there, and a .90 ERA in those 6 innings.
Well, for Sanford on the offensive side of things, we look at Braden Calise. What he's been doing so far since joining the team, 700 batting average, 7 for 10 in the first couple of games. And the UCF product is really coming through for this Sanford lineup so far. Yeah,
we talked UCF. You know, he had a 4-run game in the UCF opener. That was his debut with the team. This guy went on to have multiple triple games, multiple multi-run games, multiple multi-hit games. There's no reason that he isn't going to be such an offensive talent on this team.
Someone for Orlando who's been exactly that, an offensive talent, Matthew Farner, 583 hitter. The only grand slam of the season so far in the entire league. He gets credited for it. His bat has been going.
Yeah, I liked what we saw out of Farner last night, too. You know, he was producing at the plate. He's the reason that they started to get these runs going last night. Had that 9th inning rally with them. I mean, this kid's also electric. He's probably the Braden Calise of the Snappers right now.
We take a look at the starting lineup defensively and how Orlando will square up. In the outfield from left to right, it's Daniel Irizarry, Rashad Robinson. He's got speed, and Brady Fields, fresh out of high school in right. Grant Como, Matt Farner, Mario Trivella, and Julian Mercado will be trusted with the infield. Meanwhile, Jack Carter returns back to his catching duties. He'll take care of Kelly, who's on the bump for the Snappers. It took us some time to get underway. Lightning had other ideas, but thankfully we are able to get set for first pitch.
Hey, I've talked to the guys. You know, they never want to not play, and they were just kind of staying around. They couldn't take the field in practice. Nobody could throw. Nobody could stretch out. They were really just kind of sitting there. A lot of guys were interested in the college baseball games.
Oh, today. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guys watching that in the dugout, maybe getting a little locked in, you know, kind of gets them inspired to say.
We had the same feeling for Orlando's dugout in the locker room. They had, I think it was the Florida State game going on.
Yeah.
Some of them were on the couch watching. One of them took a nap even. Well, we're almost set to get things started. An 8:47 first pitch. And there it is. We are underway from Orlando. Kelly starts behind in the count on Braden Calise.
And Calise has been really aggressive at the plate as of lately, swinging at a lot of pitches that a lot of guys probably wouldn't swing at. But you're also not going to get him to chase. If anything, his zone is more on the inside, you know, inside a little low. He likes to pull it a lot.
Only one strikeout for the senior out of Fort Pierce, Florida. 7 for 10 in his first 3 games as a River Rats. Takes that one upstairs.
That was a good eye by Calise. That was also right in his wheelhouse. Just a little high inside.
Coming off a 3-for-5 performance yesterday against Orlando. There's strike number 1. I think one of the benefits, there's a couple, but one of them for him, UCF, gets to stay here local at home, doesn't have to travel too much for the summer. Gets to sleep in his own bed, probably.
That's always nice, you know. Calise gets the leadoff walk here, and he's a guy who also sees a lot of pitches. You know, he's going to go up there and start taking hacks right away, but he's also not going to swing a junk, like I said. And he'll see a lot of pitches go by, and as a leadoff hitter, it's very important. It looks like we already have an early mound visit here.
Well, something Coach Abbott for Orlando does not like, it's free passes. He's been really strict on those with his pitchers. And you look at Abbott and his resume, 4-year pitcher at Jacksonville State University back in his day, got drafted in the 15th round by the Braves. Pitched 2 years in their farm system, and after that, went back to his college days, became the pitching coach at JSU, earned his master's program as well. And even furthermore, after spending some time with the Reds in their minor league system as a pitching coach, scout as well, decided to stay in Orlando, and he's been taking care of the Snappers for the past couple of seasons. Here's Sam Puckett. He was a hero yesterday. Stands in for his first at-bat and takes that one below the knees.
Yeah, Puckett's kind of riding off that high from last night. You know, I was able to talk to him a little bit before the game. He's just super excited to finally start to get hot here.
Stored a .360 hitter. Leads his team in hits. He's got 9 and 2 baggers with 2. This one to Mercado. He'll look for a double play. They'll get the force out at second. And Puckett will reach on the fielder's choice. There's one away.
that was a little weak contact there for Puckett. You know, he just didn't get the barrel on it like he usually does. He was kind of chopping down on that pitch.
It's got to feel good for Kelly to get his first out under the belt. Here's Dawson Mock, the former snapper. Mock enjoying a season so far full of free passes. Leads the league with 10.
Yeah, Mock's been drawing a lot of walks, but that means he's not getting a lot of hits. And Mock has really been struggling with his extension on the swing there. He's not really getting around the ball like he would like. He's kind of getting in on his shoulder, really tucking it in and not making solid barrel contact. He's swinging more like a hammer than I guess he would swing a baseball bat.
5 hits so far for the .333 hitter. In the early campaign, 1 for 4 yesterday, had a strikeout against his former team. Here's the 0-2. Misses high.
And you'll see him take his time in the batter's box. He's going to crowd that plate, but he's really, really just slow tempo in the batter's box. He's not going to really speed things up. He's in his head a lot when he hits, and not in a bad way. He focuses on a lot on his mechanic.
Kelly's 1-2 wide. Last season had some success with Orlando. Over 300 his batting average throughout the entire summer. Played 2 years for Terry Abbott. Now taking his talents to Sanford. Finds himself in a even count at 2. Puckett on the move. The throw will come from home. And the tag at second in time. What a cannon by Jax Carter. There's out number 2.
Just got a late start on that windup there. He took off running, and he just brought his leg up. Really easy for him to time that, and for the catcher, you know, pretty routine play for him.
Puckett was trying to get the first stolen bag of the game. He has 4 so far. We'll have to wait for number 5. And the count runs full on Mock. Here's the 3-2. And the inning will continue.
That's another walk for Mock. You know, just, again, discipline at the plate. Really big for him this season.
11 on the year, and that discipline is a big reason why he's the leader in that category. Here's someone else who's been enjoying his plate appearances. 350 on the season, Xavier Lopez. Mock playing some games at first. There's ball number 1.
And that was the first pitch you really saw get away from him there. You know, he's been missing, but he hasn't been missing that crazy, for lack of a better term. But Lopez does not seem shaken up by that.
Dawson going to second. Lopez to first. Mercado just out of his reach into foul territory.
And he's lucky that it didn't bounce out of the palm of the glove, because that would have made it a fair ball. And, you know, that would have been really tough luck there for the Snappers.
Maybe a little bit of deja vu in a sense. We saw a liner through.
We saw it a couple times last night, actually.
Oh, yeah. To end the game as well, that right side.
There's one thing you can say about the Sanford team. It's that they're a team of pull hitters. In fact, they probably only hit maybe 5 or 6 balls a game to the other way.
Puckett swings and misses. Jax Carter misfires into center. And Dawson Mock will get yet another stolen base.
This is the team that thrives off of pulling the ball and stealing bases. They're turning these little singles into long, long base running strategies, like second base, stealing second base, I should say, and stealing third base, or even on these wild pitches. They're jumping the gun early and really capitalizing on these moments where the ball might just fumble around a little bit.
1-2 to Xavier. Mock going to third. Fouled away. 8 stolen bags for Dawson. No one has more in the Sanford River Rats lineup. He can put so much pressure on any pitcher when he gets on base.
And Dawson doesn't look like a guy who has a ton of speed. You know, he's a little bigger built, you know, a little taller, but he is sneaky fast.
1-2, we'll do it again. Kelly trying to end the inning, and Lopez stays alive. sneaky fast. I've seen that term be used for football players. I learned it this year, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big thing in football, too. You see these big guys who could truck it 100 yards like it's nothing.
One and two. Even counts.
Breaking ball got away from him there. Just a little late on the release point. Had the break. Spin rate was really good on that. Just couldn't time it up with the rest of his body.
Kelly just one pitch shy of ending the top of the first. 2-2. Flown out into center. Robinson trying to track it down. Has to cover some ground, but he's got it for out number 3. Kelly worked himself into a little bit of trouble. Some help from Jax Carter behind the plate. Got him out number 2. And got Xavier Lopez to fly out for the third of the inning. Half here to the first done. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Great to have you with us as we get set to begin the bottom of the first. Orlando will get the first shots at the bats. And it's Matthew Foreigner who will lead things off for the hosts. Takes that one high and inside.
Yeah, like we said, Foreigner was very hot last night. I mean, he was hitting great. He was really seeing the ball like a beach ball out there. And again, a pitch gets away from Kraus. This is the first time we've seen Kraus this season starting on the bump. Only an inning pitched before that. He's got a 12 ERA and 2 strikeouts this season. So not a lot to really go off of for him. And I think, of course, the opposing team knows that. He misses that one again.
That could be positive or negative. You don't know what to expect, but at the same time, you don't know what to expect.
Well, last month he hit 92 miles per hour on his fastball. That's a PR for him. So he's slowly bringing that velocity up.
He's behind in the count to the 583 hitter. 3-0. That's 4 straight outside of the strike zone, and Matthew Foreigner will draw the free pass. That's how we begin the bottom of the first.
Now batting for the Snappers,
2 leadoff walks for both teams. Pretty good way to start that offense.
Defensively in the outfield, it's Santana, Pittman, and Dawson Mock going from left to right. Stuart Puckett at third. Spiker, the shortstop. He'll combine with Khalees as double play partner. Xavier Lopez will take care of first. Babbitt will do the catching for Cross.
And if you've been with us this entire series, you'll know that that is not the defensive lineup that they were running last night. In fact, it's not the defensive lineup they've been running all season long. Saliba's feeling a little sore last night. We talked about him having a physical day last night. So he's sitting out of the lineup. He's not going to be the backstop tonight. He's going to be the extra hitter. So Babbitt will step in. It's his first game tonight, making his debut for this team. And as for the middle infield goes, Spiker and Khalees are going to flip-flop around this season. It really just depends on who's really looking the smoothest.
This one jammed into right. Hanks up just enough for Dawson Mock to track it down.
And coach is telling me throughout the season he's going to kind of switch around Khalees and Spiker. Right now they just Spiker at short.
That's one of the things that summer ball lets you do. You can play around with what lineup you like best. Infield as well. Get everyone a chance to get some reps, especially the first couple of weeks. So Rashad Robinson goes down. Here's Hayden Gustafson. Throw to second. Foreigner trying to steal a bag. He's got it.
And Babbitt was pretty on line with that throw. Even though it was a little late, I mean, just the fact that he was able to dot it in there right to the second baseman. Nothing to really write off there.
Gustafson, Orlando's hero yesterday. Snappers were down to their final strike in the top of the ninth, down by 2. Hayden Gustafson blasted one into deep left field. Knotted the game up at 4.
Keep going back and watching Esteban. I just can't get enough of it. There was no hit more clutch than that one last night. Brought the game to extra innings.
What a way for the sophomore to get his first home run of the year. Here's the 1-1. He comes up empty. 1-2.
Yeah, Gustafson's feeling good after that one. Got a perfect pitch. Really nice swing on it. Perfect drive. And sailed it over the left field wall.
He was so happy today. I don't blame him. This one, he fouls it away. I talked to him about the home run. He had the biggest smile on his face.
Yeah, I bet. And, even when you come up with a loss like that, that's not a game to necessarily be disappointed about. A lot of their guys were hitting. A lot of their guys were throwing strikes.
Here's a 1-2. Cross trying to get his first K. Pitch, and he'll get it. Gustafson swings and misses. He's not happy about it. And there's 2 down.
Good pitch by Kraus there just to get him looking fastball, set him up off speed, and pretty routine pitching sequence there.
7th strikeout of the season for Hayden. That will pave the way for Walburn in the 4-hole. Almost took that one to the back, and they'll say it did catch a piece of him, so he'll get awarded first base on the hit by pitch.
Yeah, that was a breaking ball that got away from him. You saw it breaking just right into his back. Might have clipped the back of his shoulder a little bit.
Is this Fields? Yeah. Okay.
Orlando's battery, it's Farner, Robinson, Gustafson, and Walburn who have all stepped up to the plate. Here's Fields, followed by Trivella, Jack Carter, Mercado, and Fields. Loops this one into left. It'll fall right in front of Santana. First run of the game is in for Orlando. And it's Matthew Farner touching home. Fields delivers with the RBI. 1-0 snaps.
Yeah, that was great by Santana, though. Playing it off that bad hop. We saw a lot of bad hops in Sanford last night, and the ball just kept getting away from him. Santana did a great job of playing it off the hop and keeping it from going into the corner or out towards center field.
Baseman number 1, Mario Trivella.
A recent high school graduate of Blake Fields has been feeling himself at the plate. 5th hit of the year. First RBI as well for the Miami-Dade College commits.
Yeah, just missing inside again for Kraus. Now the pressure's on. He's got to pitch a little differently in this at-bat with 2 away. Just try to throw strikes and get out of this inning.
1-0 to Trivella. We'll check his swing. We'll say he went around. Mario, we saw him yesterday at shorts. Today he'll return back to second. He'll switch with Matthew Farner.
I got to say, I kind of like him at short. You know, he was playing pretty excellent last night. Some pretty great defensive plays.
Runners going. This one chopped up the middle. Calise will throw to first, and Trevella will not get there before the throw does. But Brady Fields opens up the score. It's 1-0 Orlando after one here in Florida.
Leading off for the River
It's the
Rats,
second inning
Peter
here from
Thomas.
Orlando. We
The
take a look
shortstop,
at the battery
number 37,
for
Daniel
Sanford,
Spiker.
Calise, Pocket, and Mock. Lopez in the mix, already hit in the first. Spiker will get us started, followed by King. Saliba, who's the extra hitter tonight. Manny Santana came in as a pinch runner yesterday. He'll hit in the number 8 spot. David the catcher, and Pittman will round up the lineup for Jesse Litch. There's the first pitch, misses outside on Spiker.
Yeah, Spiker set up the 1-0 here. He's going to go into this at-bat a little more aggressive than he's been lately. As again, he misses outside, but yeah, Spiker's a guy who's not going to chase a lot of pitches, and I think that's what Kelly's trying to get him to do here right now.
Spiker goes after it and puts it in perfect place down the right field line. Fields will have to chase it. Spiker has extra bases. He jogs his way to second, and it's a leadoff double for the River Rats.
Perfect hit right there. You know, he was a little late on his swing, but
Now batting
able to
for the
place it
River Rats,
right on the
catcher,
line
number
there.
35,
Looked like it maybe would have hooked foul if it just had a little bit more vertical on it. But a good leadoff double by Spiker.
8th hit of the year for the senior. That 368 average will be much improved. Here's King at the plates. Now we're starting to see Kelly. We saw at first inning as well a tendency to start behind in the count.
Wouldn't be surprised if he sets him up fastball inside here.
Well, there's the fastball, just a bit too low. 2 balls, no strikes. King out of Oviedo, Florida. A sophomore at Seminole State College. Takes that one, and there's ball number 3. We might see head coach Terry Abbott make a visit if there's that bat prolongs into ball number 4.
Yeah, King was one of those guys who stayed locked in during the so-called rain delay, the lightning delay, if you will. You know, he was just kind of sitting by himself, really just kind of getting into the mood. Didn't want to break his mood. A lot of the other guys were still locked in, but, you know, he was kind of in his own world there.
3-1. Fouls it back. Full count. Just one extra base hit for Cameron this season. That was a two-bagger, has an RBI to his credit as well. Three and two. Kelly looking for out number one. Here's the payoff, and it misses inside. There's ball number 4. And there's head coach Terry Abbott potentially making a move, but he'll stay back just a bit.
Yeah, you know, if you're head coach Terry Abbott, you're starting to watch your pitcher a little bit. You know, Kelly's had a rough start to this game, to say the least. Already let off a double and now walked a guy.
Here's the extra hitter. Anthony Saliba took care of the catching yesterday and fouls this one off the third base line. Jesse Litch.
Yeah, Jesse almost got a hand on that one, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Happened last night, too, with your guy as his third base coach. Almost got a hand on it. And while we're talking offense, you know, everyone's asking, well, how are the River Rats hitting so well right now? Well, I got to talk to Coach Nick Goody, and he was like, look, I'm a pitching coach, or I was a pitcher in the major leagues, I should say. He was pitching against major league hitters, so he knows exactly what hitters are looking for, but he also knows exactly what pitchers are going to throw there. You know, he knows a lot about pitch sequence. He knows a lot about mechanics and kind of little quirks that pitchers may have. That ball gets away.
Gets past Carter, and both runners will advance 90 feet. Tying run at third, go ahead at second. Well, and to your point, that helps a lot so much.
Yeah.
You have veterans on your coaching staff and pitchers of that. Corner infield playing in. It's Grant at third and Julian at first. Here's the 1-1. Saliba fouls it again. 1-2.
Yeah, Saliba's looking for his pitch right here. He's swinging a little more freely than what we've seen these past few games. He was holding himself back for a little bit. But it's almost like he's green-lighting himself here and just really going for whatever he think will work for him.
Just 182 hitter on the season. There's the off speed. Doesn't catch the strike zone. It's so difficult to do both, especially in this Florida weather. Catch and hit on a consistent basis.
Yeah, Saliba is going to be back in the lineup tomorrow. Right behind the dish, I should say. And he's, he told me, look, it's rough. You know, you start out maybe in the 90-degree weather. It changes now. It gets about 80s, low 80s once we get to nighttime, but also the rain. And just the physical aspect of being behind the dish, you know. He was laying out for balls. He was chasing them down. He ran into the dugout pole last night. He had a very, very physical night.
Much needed rest from his catching duties today.
Yeah, definitely glad that he's able to get that rest. He was happy to get that rest and
I bet.
Focus on hitting tonight.
He's got a full count, no one away, and 2 aboard. Here's Kelly's 3-2. Saliba pops it up, and we'll do it again. It tails foul.
He's doing a great job at staying alive in this at-bat. You know, the super wild pitches he's not going to swing at, but anything that's close he's swinging at and making at least contact on it.
2 RBIs on the year so far. Payoff to the middle. Trevea will watch it as there's a throw to first and the first run of the game for the River Rats.
Beautiful play by Trevea. Absolutely beautiful play. Played it off the hop there. Kind of like what we saw out of Santana last inning in left field. Able to keep it in front of him and dig his feet in and make that throw. And actually, speaking of Santana, here he comes.
Well, here's Manny. He came up as a pinch runner yesterday in extra innings, was a courtesy runner at second. After sitting out throughout the entire game, has a runner at third and can give his team the lead. He's down 0-1 in the counts.
450 on base percentage. Only hitting 214 this season, though, so.
This is a River Rats team that can really work the walks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talked about it at the top of the show last night. That ball got away from him, and he'll slide in there safely, so King will strike for the River Rats. But we talked about that. You know, these guys may not, you know, they're offensively great. Not all these guys are getting hits every game, but their on-base percentages are just through the roof because they are staying disciplined at the plate. They're getting walks, and then they're stealing bases and putting runners in scoring position so that when the people who can hit come up, they drive them in.
There's a wild pitch, the second of the night for Kelly. It's 2-1 Sanford after that one spiked in the dirt. Santana swings and misses, 1-2.
Santana 3 for his last 14 at-bats. He's got 5 RBIs. He was really key in that Leesburg series just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, but has been a little quiet since then.
One of a couple returners for Jesse Litch and Sanford.
And it's always nice to have a couple returners on a team in this league because they kind of hold the new guys together and kind of show them the ropes. And Santana is definitely one of those guys. Big outgoing guy, out there talking to kids before the game, talking to players, getting players involved in things, you know, that they may not want to do, whether it's, you know, TikToks or talking to kids or extra throwing time.
The 3-2 is in there for a called strike. Santana will go down looking, and there's out number 2.
I don't know if Santana really agreed with that one right there. He was starting to make a walk towards first.
Now batting for the River Rats.
And we've seen that this series, too. A lot of guys jump in the gun on the 3-2, start heading to first base, and then get punched out.
4th time the junior has struck out this summer. Here's Babbitt. He's the catcher for tonight, and he's ahead.
And this is Babbitt's first game with the River Rats. Hasn't even pinch hit or pinch run this season yet. But in college, 25 games and 77 at-bats, 21 runs scored and 28 hits. Got 2 triples, a home run, and hit .364 all season long out of North Carolina. So I expect to see him, you know, making some big offensive strides.
There's strike number 1. That tells you something about the lineup that Sanford has. If a kid like that with those numbers isn't getting the starts regularly, that speaks highly of you.
Again, filling in for Saliba.
2-1. Places it to right, but will curl foul. 2-2.
And Babbitt's on the shorter end of this team, you know. One of the shortest guys on the team, actually, and put him right behind the dish. He's really agile back there. He's got a lot more speed.
2-2 by Kelly. He's looking for strikeout number 2, and it'll be completed in just a second. To throw to first by Carter. No foul tip. It'll go down as they swing and a miss, and Jax completes the play at first.
And before we step away here, I just want to bring up another point. You know, showcase right there the players just jumping the gun and just, you know, turning their back on it. He thought he struck out, pitch dropped. He could have been at first base by then, you know.
Well, he had me confused first. I thought he foul tipped it based on his
me
reaction.
Too. Yeah.
Well, he didn't, and that ends the top of the second. But Sanford strikes for the first time tonight. They're up 2-1. Jax Carter took care of the final out in the top of the second after the strikeout. He completed the throw to first, and he'll get us started. In the bottom half for Orlando, it is Carter, Mercado, and Daniel Irizarry. 7, 8, and 9. First pitch misses high, and Carter in his first at-bat of the night is ahead. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, Krause was unhappy with that pitch he just threw there. I think he knows that he missed it.
Jax A. Rollins kid out of Winter Park. Didn't play this past season for Rollins, but you look at his high school accolades, 3-time Gold Glover, student athlete and coaches award recipient as well. You have a 4.4 GPA. That will happen. There's strike.
And I don't think it's alarming for Coach Jessia. Krause is doing perfectly fine on the mound. But as we get later in this game, we know it. The Snappers' offense is going to get hot as we get later into this game. And the more they stretch him, I think the more disciplined he has to get on the mound. Because right now he's got him set up 3-1. Only 1 strike this at-bat. Hasn't even really thrown a pitch that he's fouled off.
Carter looking for a good pitch. He's hitting 233. And there's strike number 2. The count goes full. It's refreshing to hear you say the Snappers' bats are going to get hot eventually. I didn't get many people saying that last year.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, definitely a lot of improvement here. Both these teams really come alive in the later stages of this game. It feels like, there could be – it's interesting. And this is going to sound like a run-on sentence, and I feel like we talk about this every time we talk about either the Snappers or the River Rats. Their pitching will be locked down for 5 innings. They'll go 5 scoreless innings, 5 no-hit innings, especially for you guys in DeLand, and then it just seems like their pitching kind of dies, but their offense makes up for it and just explodes in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning.
So Carter is at first. Here's the sets and commit. Julian Mercado takes ball number 1. Mercado still struggling this year. 71.71 his batting average. Only 1 hit. That came in his first ever at bat in the Florida League. Here's a throw back to first. And Carter standing up.
And still early in the season, you're going to see some wonky stats like that. A lot of these guys are just now starting to get regular playing time in the rotation or in the lineup. So as the season goes on, these stats will reach their normal ranges.
Here's a 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. He is the Dawson Mock of Orlando. Leads his team in walks. He's got 5. A big part of that, 3 yesterday.
Good comparison there. I like the comparison to Dawson Mock. They're 1 and 2 for walks in the league right now, and I believe they're also 1 and 2 for on-base percentage in the league right now.
.379, the Snappers OBP. That's a collective. They're hitting .279. Here's the 2-1. Jack stays at first. This one hit to the left side. Going to be a tough play. Diving is Puckett. Throws across. Mercado dives, and he's out.
That's why they put Puckett in the hot corner.
What a play by Stuart Puckett, the hero yesterday offensively. Showcases his glove in his first attempt at the hot corner tonight. And Mercado did everything he could, head first slide, but Puckett's. What a play.
And he took his time coming up with that ball, too. He was on his knees for quite some time and just was able to jump up and make that throw.
Here's Daniel Irizarry. Took a day off yesterday.
I know you're a Cardinals fan, so I'll put it this way. This is like a Nolan Arenado type play right there.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
1-0, 1-1. I found out yesterday they designated some golden seats in honor of Nolan Arenado's catch a couple weeks ago.
Awesome.
They're calling it Nolan territory now. So if you
Nolan
sit there,
territory.
be aware of flying Nolans. I got to see one of those catches 3 weeks ago. He even hit a baby in the process. It was beautiful.
In St. Louis?
In St. Louis.
That's
They were
fantastic.
playing the Mets. Loved it. 1-2. Daniel takes it below the knees.
And yeah, you're right. You said it. Puckett's first start in the hot corner. He hasn't played a lot of the infield really this season. In fact, he was in left field last night. That was a rocket off the bat there, by the way, of Irizarry.
Two count on Daniel. Tie run at second. Here's the pitch. He takes it for a ball. 3-2.
Good pitch to take there. Run the count full. Irizarry's looking to really, break this game open for the Snappers. They're only down or winning by a run.
Payoff. Irizarry to the right side, giving chase is Mock. He'll run out of room. And the count lives on. 3 walks on the season for the Derek Jeter fanatic. His favorite athlete of all time.
That checks out.
Oh, yeah. I agree with him.
Everybody loved Jeter.
3-2. Fouled away.
That was not his pitch there. Inside, jammed him up. Chopper to third. He's lucky that one went foul because Puckett was all over that one too.
Yesterday we talked about the River Rats wanting to hit any ball in the infield except to short where Travella was at. Today Orlando might have to work around that right side. 3-2. Daniel swings and misses, and there's out number 2.
Nice little switch up there by Kraus, set him up with the fastball. He already jammed him out on the inside, and I think he knew that he was sitting fastball after that breaking pitch. And beautiful execution there.
So after the leadoff walk, Kraus trying to end the inning and strand Jax Carter at second. He'll have to get past the 167 bat of Grant Como, the third baseman tonight. Inside, ball 1.
And I'm starting to see Kraus really eat away at the inside of this zone on these right-handed hitters. Got him to chase there.
Grant just 1 for 6 in the early season, the LA Tech product. 1-1. Takes it for ball 2.
I wonder how he's liking this Florida weather coming from California.
LA Tech is in Louisiana Tech.
Oh, well, there we go. Well,
might be more used to it at least.
Well, you can just go ahead and clock me out today, Esteban.
That is confusing, though. You hear LA, you think of, Los Angeles.
Well, I had a kid who told me the other day, he's like, oh, yeah, I'm from USC. And I was like, oh, how do you like Southern California? He goes, oh, no, University of South Carolina.
Nah. They got to come up with more creative names for these schools.
That's what I'm saying.
3-1. 3-2. Bottom of the second, tying run at second. Here's Como at the plate trying to deliver with 2 away. Smacks this one into left. Will hang up enough for Santana to track it down and watch it fall into his glove for out number 3. A leadoff walk does not come back to bite Kraus. He works out of the jam and strands Jax Carter at second. After 2, it's Sanford up by 1. Everyone swung the bats for Sanford except Cooper Pittman. He's the one leading off the top of the third. It's his team, the River Rats, up 2-1. There's pitch number 1 in this third go-around. 1-0. Pittman hitting just 200 on the year. 3 hits in the early season. No extra base hits for the sophomore.
Sophomore out of South Florida State. He's got some quick hands, really good contact hitter. Able to drive this ball and get a good barrel on it without sacrificing any power.
There's the first strike he sees. 2-1. We talked about this team of the River Rats really being able to get on base. A part of that has been Pittman himself, 3 hit by pitches so far. And then on top of that, you add Dawson Mox, 10 walks, 11 after today. That'll do it. That OBP will be spiking. 3-1, Pittman up the middle. This time doesn't get hit by a pitch. He hits the pitch, and there's a single to lead off the third.
Good piece of hitting there by Pittman, you know, just right back where it came from. And here comes Terry. I think we might be on a wrap here for Kelly. He did all he really could here.
So Terry Abbott on a mission, not a friendly walk to the mound. He'll go ahead and replace the starter of Kelly. And early in the third inning, he will opt to go to his bullpen. Orlando looking for a new arm, new success on the mound. We'll tell you all about the new thrower when we return.
Now batting for the River Rats, number 2, Braden Calise.
Christian Borberly is the new pitcher for Orlando. A right-hander fresh out of high school will set to make his second appearance on the young season.
Yeah, 1.68 ERA his senior year, 6-2 record. That's a win percentage of 750 right there. He's got 12 appearances, no strikeouts, but a save to his name. So he really lets the defense work here.
He'll have to work with Pittman at first. And the top of the lineup, there's strike number 1 on Braden Calise, who has been swinging a hot bat, but drew a walk in his first plate appearance tonight. Calise fouls this one away to the right side. 0-2.
Man, he was all over that pitch. Really wanted it.
Borberly working ahead, looking to get out number 1, potentially his first strikeout as well, but he'll throw back to first beforehand.
Not a Montverde Academy. He only has an on-base percentage of .261 as a pitcher, so these guys are not reaching base off him either.
Well, when you go on the mound and you attack a UCF product that's sitting 700, 0-2 first 2 pitches, that'll happen. This is upstairs. That's the first ball Borberly throws tonight. Calise out of Fort Pierce, Florida.
Ooh. Scary moment there for Pittman at first base. He was staring him down, and he wasn't too far off the bag, but enough to get him to step off the mound.
3 stolen bases for Pittman this year. This one flowing out to right. Fields will backtrack a little bit, and there's the first out. It's always good when you're able to retire Calise, especially when he's the first batter you face.
Yeah, good chip on your shoulder. His first strikeout this season, too. And they'll strand the runner at first base.
Here's Stuart Puckett. He's 0 for 1 in the early going.
Yeah, Puckett grounded out his last time up.
Runner on the move. Here's a throw by Carter. A little bit too late. And Farner couldn't handle the ball regardless. So it's the 4th stolen back for Pittman this year.
Pittman just showcasing his speed once again. Like I said, sneaky fast. You don't think he's going to take off on you like that, and he does.
Runner in scoring position for Sanford. Puckett eyes that one. And he's ahead 2 balls, no strikes. After Puckett, it's the heart of the lineup. Mock awaiting on deck. Xavier Lopez to follow him. 2-1.
If you're Borberly, you're thinking, all right, well, I got past Puckett. I got to go Mock and Lopez now?
Doesn't get easier.
Yeah, and that goes for both of these batting orders. It's not really an easy or like a breath of fresh air for these pitchers. They're kind of working 24/7 here, trying to get through these hitters.
One of the good things for Orlando pitchers, Dawson Harmon, not in the starting lineup today for Sanford. That's a relief.
Yeah, Harmon's hanging back today too. Just trying to rest these guys up. They have a new series coming up, so want to make sure everyone's 100%.
Here's a 2-2 to Puckett. And the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Puckett's looking to swing here. If he could find something that's pretty much in his zone, you know, little inside, little high. Oh, he had it right there.
Only 2 walks on the year, but with that swing, he's now trying to get number 3 right here.
9 for his last 25, 4 RBI, and a runner in scoring position.
It's a full count. Here's the 3-2. Puckett swings and misses, and his bat flies away into the nets. We've seen that a couple times this season in the league, and there's out number 2, first strikeout of the night for Borberly.
Yeah, Puckett might be looking for a new set of batting gloves after tonight. That bat got away from him, and luckily didn't head over to the snapper's dugout and caught the netting there, but a literal swing and a miss and a whiff.
Came into the box with his bat, left without it.
Well, that's how that goes sometimes.
Dawson Mock takes a look at strike 1.
He's lucky he didn't break it. Mock has been breaking a lot of bats this year.
That's expensive.
I believe he's on his maybe 3rd or 4th bat this season.
Oh. Hopefully he had the budget for that. He's in a 1-1 count. Drew a walk in his first at bat. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mock 1 home run on the year. His only extra base hit. Runner on the move. Here's a throw by Carter to third. That is not in time.
Just missed the tag there. Had a perfect view of it down the third base line. Able to get his fingertips in there, place the tag on his back instead of kind of going in front of the runner there. Big scoring opportunity for the River Rats.
These River Rats will run on you. Hitters count 3-1. Mock to the first base side. Off the bag. Mercado can't reach it over his head and trickles into right. There's another run for Sanford. 3-1, and they get some help from the first base bag.
That's a tough hop there off the bag. As a former first baseman myself, I know that's the one place you really don't want a ball to be hit. Right off the front of that bag. It's going to go way up high. Just tough luck there for Mercado.
Dawson Mock getting lucky. Not his home field, but had the advantage. That pitch misses upstairs on Xavier Lopez. One and 0. Lopez fouls it off against the screen.
Good grab by Carter there. Off the screen. I don't see a lot of balls bounce off the screen like that.
Seven stolen bases on the year for Dawson. Be aware of Mock. Not a big lead, but he's going regardless. Misses up. Carter will throw to second. Mock has number 8.
Almost took his foot off the bag there. That's a good stolen base. But, you know, sliding in like that, he slid in on his knees, popped up right away, almost took just the tip of his toe off, and sometimes it's all it takes if the umpire catches it.
He's trying for number 9. Here's the pitch. Gets fouled off.
Oh, man, he is aggressive today. I'm liking what I see out of him. Mock is not messing around.
I wonder if he's a little bit tired now at least.
Yeah, you know, he took off running on the foul ball. You know, you're stealing a base, and you hear the clink of the bat. You look up. You don't want to get caught in between on a fly out, but you see the foul ball, and you're like, I was right there.
2-2 to Lopez. Check swing. They'll say he went around. Gets called a full swing, and that will end the inning.
And Mock was ready to go there, too. We saw it, and now he's definitely winded.
He really wants to get number 9, doesn't he?
I think he does.
Well, there's strikeouts in strike number 3, but it's a 3-1 lead for the River Rats. After 2.5, it's the visitors on top. The lineup card turns around for Orlando. It's Matthew Farner in the top of the order who will lead things off in the bottom of the third.
Farner walked his last time up, eager for a hit. He got on base, but probably not the way he really wanted to. This is a guy who could hit, and he knows he could hit.
Great to have you with us, Christian Bussieri, Esteban Velez alongside you all. And there's ball number 1 on Farner. Swings at this one to the center side and skips past the shortstop into center. And Farner will get his first hit of the night.
Man, Spiker almost had that one. He laid out for it, and a good effort there, but
Now batting for the Snappers.
good piece of hitting, too,
Number 3,
by Farner.
Rashad Robinson.
And I'm sure he'll leave this game satisfied that he got a hit. Now Robinson, who flew out his last time up. Had an okay night at the plate last night.
Here's the first pitch. Farner stays at first. Robinson almost took the beats.
Yeah, jammed him up there. Good check swing. Made sure he didn't go over the plate, and also just made sure he didn't get really tapped by that one. He's also one of these guys who's eager to hit right now.
Rashad came into today hitting .260. Steps up at the plate and his second go around, .250 hitter. When he gets on base, he'll do some damage. Farner trying to do the same, but he'll have to slide back in safely.
Robinson with the guy on first base. He's looking to poke one into right. He's been hitting opposite field a lot this season. I was looking at his spray the other day.
Farner goes. Here's the throw to second. Not in time.
It's interesting how alike but different these teams are. You know, Sanford's a big pulling team, although it seems like the Snappers might be, you know, a more middle opposite field hitting team. Same team batting average, almost to an exact number. Around the same team on base percentage.
To a way, it's so opposite that they're so identical.
Yeah, that's how I would put it.
Opposites do attract. It's a great way to put it. I like that.
Yeah. Three-one count to Robinson. He's going to go swinging here. Ooh, I think he wanted that pitch.
He should have listened to you. The count goes full on Rashad. It's 3-2. Farner still at second. No one away.
That might be the best pitch he's going to get this at bat.
Here's the payoff. Robinson swings and misses, comes up empty, and there's the first out.
Now batting for the Snappers. Number 7, Hayden Gustafson.
Gustafson, who is also still due, struck out his last time on a big swing, and certainly had a big swing last night. We talked about that. This is a guy with major power.
Takes it at the knees. Strike number 1.
And he represents the tying run. He represented the tying run last night, too, and we saw where that got him.
Flares this one into left. Santana has it. There's out number 2.
Now batting for the Snappers. Number 36, William
Well, Gustafson took a
Waller.
deep through the left field yesterday. This time fell well short in his second at bat of the night.
The Snappers don't want to strand him at second base. Definitely want to make sure you get this guy around the third score. With 2 away here in a 3-1 game.
Walburn down in the count after the swing and a miss.
It's a big cut for his first pitch.
Go big or go home.
You're absolutely right. Auburn looking to go big. He's got a 1,000 on base percentage right now. Six for his last 22. He's got 3 RBIs. Oh, breaking pitch. Didn't break a lot.
Almost broke him.
Saw a couple guys get hit last night. Some pitches getting away from them.
Here's the 2-1. Off speed, William waits on it, but it goes foul. 2-2. Nine strikeouts on the season for Walburn.
Yeah, he's looking for a chance to get a hit against Kraus. I think, he's hasn't really gotten a chance. That one's again right up and in. The ball gets away. Coach Litch looking on at Kraus. Kraus knows he's better than that. I think his release point's just a little off, and with the pressure on now with the runner on third, really messing with his rhythm.
3-2, 2 away. William, first base side, goes foul again. Foreigner representing run number 2 for Orlando. He's 90 feet away. William a chance to even things up with one swing. No home runs just yet. Full count. Here's the payoff. Watches it high. He's got second walk of the night. And the inning will continue. Runners at the corners for Fields.
Yeah, here comes head coach Litch. Probably just going to come out here and kind of talk to him, calm him down. I don't see anybody working in the bullpen quite yet, but I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody working after this little meeting they have.
Jesse Litch, a very experienced coach himself. Got drafted in the 24th round, the 2004 MLB draft. The Blue Jays took him. After that, spent some time with them in the big leagues after a spell in the minors. And in his debut for Toronto, 8 in the third innings pitch, still holding the record longest outing for that first appearance by anyone as a Blue Jay. Now settling down in Florida, coaching a high school development baseball team. Spent some time in China as well. And second season at the helm of Sanford here in the Florida League.
You talk about Litch, but also look at Nick Goody. Pitched for the Yankees around the same time as Litch. Another big major league pitcher.
Brady Fields already 1 RBI tonight. Walburn going to second. He'll get there easily on the wild pitch. And that puts 2 snappers in scoring position.
Brabbit played that ball perfectly off the back of the backstop there. Bounced right back into his glove. You don't see that a lot in Sanford. A lot of times the ball hits the backstop and bounces where else. But that one right back to him.
Inside pitch gets a call. Fields not happy. 1-1. RBI single down the right field line. His time, last time up. This one, he'll do it again. To the right fielder of Mock. It will drive in one. Here's the throw to home. The play at the plate. In time.
Beautiful by Mock there on a rope. That throw beat him out by a good 5 feet maybe.
So the Snappers get 1 run back. They were trying to even the score up, but William Walburn gets caught at home. It's 3-2 after 3.
Rats here in the top of the fourth.
It's the top of the fourth, and it's the River Rats up 3-2. Daniel Spiker will lead things off for Sanford, and we're underway in inning number 4.
Spiker, another electric guy at the plate. Already swinging. Saw him double his last time up. One for one so far today in this contest. That ball gets away from the catcher. Seven for his last 19.
Here's the 1-1. Spiker swings it, sends it to the right side by foul.
A little late on that pitch, but yeah. Is a pitch that he's been swinging at all season long and has been too bad on it. He flew out a couple times. Just on that outside part of the zone, a little high.
1-for-4 performance yesterday in the walk-off win in 10 against the Snappers. He's got a full count. Here's the 3-2. Drives it into right. Fields in there, out number 1.
Yeah, that was pretty much right to Fields out there and right. Able to make a pretty routine grab for them. Not a lot of wind here right now.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the American flag out in center. I can't see him move anything. Not a scratch.
It is dead still.
This one hit well. Fields will be tested again. He can't get to this one. It falls right in front of him. And that is the first hit of the inning. It's King coming up with it. He's 1 for 2 after that.
Now batting for the River Rats.
Placed perfectly for King there. Lifted right over the second baseman, and Fields was making the run in on it. Brings up Saliba. Made solid contact, but grounded out his last time up. Now finds himself with King on first.
King has some speed on the base pass. 4 stolen bases on the year. Decent lead at first.
And
I'll throw back to him.
King usually starts in center field, has a lot of range out there. We saw him ranging out all the way to almost left field corner, really, to make some fly-out grabs. It's incredible just how fast he is.
He stays put. Here's the 0-1. Gets popped up, but foul. 0-2. To your point, we saw him yesterday covering some ground as well in Sanford. Him and Rashad Robinson, the 2 center fielders for both of these teams. They both got some wheels.
6'7", 60-yard dash.
There's a swing and a miss for Saliba. He'll go down swinging, out number 2.
Yeah, Saliba didn't see a lot of pitches that he liked right there.
Now batting for the River Rats. Number 12, Manny Santana.
And Santana now, who struck out his last time up, still has King stranded at first base. You don't want to waste this opportunity with King's speed out there.
Throw back to first again. They are keeping a really close eye on him.
He threw it around there for a second, but able to recover. I believe that ball was already dead, but don't want to make those mistakes when the ball's alive.
First pitch upstairs. 1-0. Manny hitting 200 on the year. Does have 5 RBIs to his credit. Second baseman Travella playing way back into the grass. Strike number 1.
You're right, yeah. He's got pretty much standing in right field right now. Expecting Santana to pull.
King stays. The pitch, swung on and miss.
Has a longer run to cover that throw at shortstop, though. You know, if that throw gets behind him, he's got a long way to go to back him up if King decides he wants to steal.
We'll see if he goes here. The 1-2, he doesn't. Santana drives it the other way. Into left, going to be a tough play for Rosari, but it'll land foul. Left fielder couldn't get there, and the at-bat will continue.
That seems like that ball was just hooking forever. It looked like it was going to land fair, just right on the line, but it kept its, speed, kept its vertical going, and really hung up there until it landed foul. Santana really taking his time to get back to. He was trucking down the first base line.
Count stays the same at 1-2. King still yet to go from first. They'll throw him back just in case he slides in there safely.
King almost got caught there. It was really, really close. Had to kind of go around that tag and grab the bag, but maybe a little farther off the base than what he wanted to be.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Manny. This is a Sanford team that is used to being aggressive when they get on base.
And I'm surprised we haven't seen that aggression out of King. Maybe it's the throwovers. Maybe they don't want to waste an opportunity to get a player in scoring position like that. But it's a lack of aggression out of King right now on first.
2-2, 2 away. Here's the pitch. Santana comes up empty. And there is the first strikeout and only of the inning for Bulberly. He leaves a runner, a King, stranded at first. And that's all the River Rats will get. It's 3-2 after 3.5 here at TFA. It's time for the Snappers to hit. In the bottom of the fourth, great to have you with us. Christian Bussieri, Esteban Velas, alongside you all today. 3-2 scoreline as that one is spiked in the dirt by Sanford's new reliever.
Yeah, Spence coming in to pitch for Sanford. Only .2 innings to his name. He's let off a couple of runs. So, again, just a guy who we don't have a big scouting report on, making his first real appearance in relief. Only came in to close out a game once.
The 1-0, much to the dislike of Travella, catches the inside part of the strike zone. Mario 0 for 1 tonight. Thought about chasing at the 1-1, held back. 2 balls.
Travella defensively has been pretty great tonight. Just comes down to the hitting aspect. You know, he's a pretty well-rounded baseball player. He just needs to get all these puzzle pieces to connect for him in a game and really show what he's made of.
He's got a 2-2 count, the 166 hitter for the summer. Pitched by Spence. He gets strikeout number 1 as Babbitt will complete the throw to first on target, and there's one retired.
Now batting for the Snappers, number 5.
Well, that's a good start by Spence. Faces one batter, sits him down via the K.
Yeah, first K for Spence tonight, and I believe his third all season. So a good start for him, and I'm sure kind of takes a load off his shoulders, you know, get the first batter out of the way. Figure out what's working for you tonight, what's not.
Dex Carter drew a walk in his first at-bats. He's taking care of the catching tonight for Orlando. His 1-0 makes it 1-1.
1-1 count for Carter. Walked his last time up on the 3-2.
Here's the even count pitch to the Rollins kid. Misses outside.
This count's starting to run like it may go 3-2 again, and that's a count he's found himself in quite often.
He's been a guy that's been in and out of the lineup. Had a day off yesterday. Takes a 2-1 upstairs. 4 RBIs for him on the year. 3 walks. A pair of strikeouts as well.
And Spence is really looking for a strike here with 1 away. Get him to swing, maybe let your defense do a little bit of work.
3-1. Carter eyes it. Count goes full, and to your point, there it is again. 3-2 count.
Now let's see if this one ends in a hit or a walk here. He walked his last time up, like I said, on the 3-2 count.
Let's see what Spence has in mind. Here's the payoff. Carter will take it, and it's almost identical back-to-back plate appearances for the backstop. 1 away, and Carter at first.
Number 11, Julian Mercado.
Yeah, an interesting trend there, you know, with Carter walked twice and almost the exact same count, almost the exact same pitch count, if I'm not mistaken, too. And sets the Snappers up to get a runner in scoring position with Mercado.
That will pave the way for Julian as that one in the dirt, and Babbitt keeps it at arm's length. Julian 0 for 1 tonight. Only 1 hit this summer. That came in his first ever at bat in the Florida League. Ripped a double down the right center gap. His 1-0, and now some command issues potentially for Spence.
I think Spence is a little shaken up after that walk. Come into the game, strike out your first guy, but then walk the second guy. A small sample size of what this outing may be. Still really too early to tell what kind of command he's going to have over his pitches. But right now he's run him 3-0 again.
Sixth walk of the season for Mercado. Had 3 yesterday. Has his first tonight. And that would put a snapper in scoring position. Jack Scarter will walk his way to second. And assistant coach for the Sanford River Rats of Nick Goody will walk his way to the mound.
And I'd say Nick knows a thing or two about pitching here. He probably sees something that maybe Spence isn't feeling, or maybe just sees something mechanically, you know. Could also just see something about the hitters. You know, maybe the hitters are chasing a little more, or maybe they're not chasing, and that's why he's getting them in these 3-0, 3-2, 3-1 counts.
Well, and I felt like first time through the lineup, Orlando, their bats were more aggressive, swinging at earlier pitches. Now they kind of take it back a little bit. They're trying to watch more pitches, and so far, 3 batters in this inning, it's worked out for them. 2 free passes. And when you only put 2 runs on the scoreboard with one method, why not try the other? Switch things up, especially against a great team like Sanford, sitting at first place for a reason. Two aboard, here's Daniel Irizarry. He's 0 for 1.
Good pitch to start him off there. Whatever Nick Goody told him, it's working for Spence.
0-1 pitch to Daniel. Misses, and the count goes even. Irizarry struck out in his first at-bat. Still trying to wake up his bat. 154.
Stranded the runner at second that inning with his strikeout. Almost an identical situation here, except the runner on first as well.
Irizarry also one of a couple players for Orlando that had the day off yesterday. The 10-inning victory for the River Rats. There's strike number 2.
And coming off a game like that, it's not necessarily that your spirits are low, but you're a little tired, you know. 10-inning game is a lot of just physical activity. You start to go through pitchers you maybe didn't want to throw that night, and throw in hitters you maybe didn't want to hit that night, and it becomes sort of a physical kind of tale or test, I guess.
2-2 for Daniel. There's the off-speed. He swings and misses.
After those games, you'll see a lot of different lineups go through, like we see with Saliba sitting out tonight and just kind of hitting, and King sitting out and only hitting.
And there's out number 2. So here is Grant Como. The last one to hit in the lineup, 1 through 10 for the Snappers. The LA Tech guy, Louisiana Tech. Hitting 143 this season, 0 for 1 here tonight. Takes that one, and it's him again in the ahead in the count, 2-0.
Glad you said Louisiana Tech that time.
Had to clear it up.
Oh, good pitch there by Spence. Able to get on the outside half of that zone. Make the count 2-1, so still some work to do for him.
Almost caught that high part of the strike zone, but the home plate umpire not biting this time. 3-1.
Yeah, each umpire kind of has their zone. You know, there's, the knees is probably where the bottom of the zone at, and a little under the shoulders is where that top of the zone may be, but it's always going to be a little wider, whether it's east or west or north or south. Just depends umpire to umpire.
The count goes full on Grant. Carter at second, Mercado at first. Tying and go-ahead runs on the base pass. Now RBIs this season for Como. He would love to pick up a pair right here. Here's the 3-2. Runners going. Como to the left side. Couple hops for Spiker. Has some trouble. Throws to third. Foreigner in safely. And that was Carter regardless. At third, he slides in there. And the bases are loaded for Orlando.
I got two things on that play. One, great by Spiker, able to keep the ball in front of him. And two, great on Spiker to have the baseball IQ to make the throw to third after seeing that he was off the bag for a second. Really nice play there.
Well, a bit unfortunate for Spiker. Kind of lost his balance after a good grab. And now here is Matthew Foreigner up at the plates. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it away.
Well, if they're going to score, this is the guy to do it. And meanwhile, just foul back. And at the top of the football grandstands there, kid almost made a barehanded catch. That was pretty phenomenal. They might have to sign him after tonight.
Get him going. Why not?
But Farner's definitely the guy to get some runs on the board here for the Snappers, and a big chance.
0-2.
Falling down in the count. Farner is showing big signs of aggression this at-bat.
He's got 10 RBIs and 24 at-bats.
Middle infield playing from the grass, and the corners move back.
Upstairs, first ball.
Babbitt did a great job at keeping that ball from the backstop. You know, had to jump up and make the grab, but that's still better than letting that ball get away from him, especially with the bases loaded.
Base is full of snappers. 2 away. Here's the 1-2 by Spence. Swing and a miss. And Foreigner will go down swinging for the third out of the inning. Babbitt will touch home, and that will end this fourth frame. Well, Orlando had the bases loaded, a chance to tie things up, take the lead, and get some insurance, but that wasn't the case, as we are still in a 3-2 ball game at Sanford leading the way. Top of the fifth in this 7-inning ball game. Sanford up by 1, 3-2. It's been a fun one so far. Orlando took the lead in the bottom of the first. The River Rats responded with 3 back-to-back fashion, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and then Orlando got one back in the bottom half of that third inning. This one hit to short. Foreigner with momentum to first, throws low, but Mercado able to scoop it. And there's one away.
Babbitt falls 0 for 2 today. Struck out and now the ground out to short there.
Number 27.
Not ideal in his Sanford debut, but still has an inning to go, and he'll probably make about one more appearance in this game.
We had innings, extra innings yesterday. Maybe that's on the ledger today. This series has been a top one between both of these clubs. Both of these teams staying atop of the standings. As Pittman is up to the plate.
You say extra innings, but we're only playing 7 here tonight. Would that technically just be up to a regular game at that point? Because extra innings up to 9 is just a full game. Something to think about.
It really is. You got me thinking right now. There's a strike. 3-1. First of the at-bat for the 10-hole hitter. He's 1 for 1. Strike number 2.
Just caught the zone there from Borbely. Pittman wasn't too happy about that pitch, but wasn't really in his zone anyways.
Pittman thought about swinging. They'll appeal to first. They'll say he held back in time. Keeps the at-bat going. The count goes full.
Full count for Pittman now, and as this game starts to wind down, you don't want to have a one-run lead going into, bottom of the 7th. That one hit Pittman, and he got off easy on that one. What do you say, Esteban?
Well, 4th time that Pittman has been hit by the pitch. He leads Sanford in that category. But he'll be happy with that one. At least he gets to take first base.
Back to the leadoff man with Khalees. Also due for a hit today. Walk and a strikeout so far tonight.
First pitch, up the middle to short. Foreigner, Travella looking to turn 2. Here's the relay to first, not in time. So close to being an inning-ending double play by the middle of the infield. Matthew Foreigner and Mario Travella, they've been phenomenal all season long. But credit Braden Khalees, hustling down the line.
Yeah, took a bad hop off the mound, another bad hop when it hit the clay, but Foreigner was right there and was able to field that ball perfectly, touch second base, and make the throw to first. Fortunately, just not quick enough.
The inning lifts on. Here is Stuart Puckett. After a phenomenal night yesterday, still looking to get his first base knock tonight. 0 for 2. That's a strikeout in the mix as well. Khalees thought about going. This one hit to Mario. He'll field it near the grass. Throw to first, a bit wide, but Julian working well at first base. He's had a busy night with a couple of these throws. Well, that's the 3rd out of the inning. Not 1-3 fashion, but the Snappers will take it. It's a scoreless one for Orlando. They'll get the bats going when we come back. It's a new pitcher for Sanford. Head coach Jesse Litch and Nick Goody both opt to go to their bullpen. And it is Colby Rice, the senior, standing at 6 foot, taking over the mound for the River Rats.
Yeah, 1-0 this season, 2 games played, 3.1 innings pitched. He's got 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 2 hits. So really, some good stuff out of Rice so far.
He'll face Rashad Robinson to open up his accounts. And he starts it pretty well. Strike number 1 down the middle.
Good pitch for Colby to start off on and set the tone this at-bat.
Rashad, a strikeout tonight. 0 for 2 hitter. Chops it down the third baseline, but foul.
Barehanded by Coach. We've seen a lot of good plays from Coach this series, too.
I wonder if they played softball nowadays. Men's softball league.
I would love to join a men's softball league.
I'm right there with you.
I don't want to brag, but I think I would probably rake there, too.
Ryan says 0-2 to Rashad, and Robinson stays alive.
Just missed that pitch again way early on his swing, but able to make a little bit of contact off the top of the bat there.
Do you guys have softball intramurals at Daytona State?
We do not. I might have to elect for that. We've got flag football and basketball, but I'm not really built for basketball, to say the least. I'm a little on the shorter side there, but certainly would like to. There's a church softball game, or a church softball league I almost played in. Nothing really came of it.
What do you mean nothing came of it? Like you didn't get scouted, or?
I went to go play, and then something happened. I think the team fell apart.
Oh.
One of those things. But I was excited.
1-2 Robinson. It comes up empty. There's strikeout number 1 and batter number 1 faced by Rice. 1 away.
Number 7, Hayden Gustafson.
Coach Litch talking to his pitcher there from the sidelines there.
So Robinson goes down swinging for the second time tonight. Here's Hayden Gustafson. He's got a strikeout as well.
Strikeout on a fly out to left, but a well-hit fly out to left. 0 for 2 tonight. It is to note that this field is 10 feet smaller than the field at Sanford they were playing at last night. 385 in Sanford, 375 here at the First Academy, and shorter in the corners too. Only 310 in the corners and 330 in the corners at Sanford.
Hitter-friendly ballpark, that's for sure. 1-1 to Hayden. Fouled back. Surprisingly enough, we've only seen 2 home runs hit here this year, and those both came earlier this week.
You guys definitely had a big week this week.
One and 2 pitch to Gustafson. Stays alive. Fishing, and that one sent near the dugout.
Yeah, he's gone fishing a couple times this at-bat, swinging at pitches that he may not really like, but just trying, with this strike zone that the umpire has set up here, trying to make sure that he's swinging at pitches that may be called strikes. And if he fouls it off, it's going to go in as a strike anyways, but trying to fight off anything that may be a little close.
1 and 2 again. Gustafson to short. Spiker, no problem, throws across, and it's a strike. Out number 2.
Got caught up in the bat there running down the first baseline. Lucky he didn't get tripped or stumbled up there. He, I think, just didn't drop the bat right out of the box. Kind of brought it with him. Realized, hey, why do I have my bat with me?
Two away, that will bring up William Walburn. There's some guys, not his case, they like to run down the first baseline a little bit longer than others with their bat in their hand. I think it also depends on where they hit the ball. If it's a gapper and they're trying to reach too, I'm sure they'll let that bat fly as soon as they can. I think it's just a matter of preference. If it was me, I swing, I hit the ball, I'm putting the bat down, and I'm just running.
It brings me to a funny story. I was playing in my youth. This wasn't anything super far into my career, but I was probably about 8 years old, and I hit the ball, a little single, and I standing on first, and I'm like, why does everyone look at me? And my dad's pointing at me, and I realized I brought my bat all the way to the first base. I was so tied up in hitting that single.
But you got the single. That's all that really matters.
It's in the books.
It's in the books.
It kept me up at night for probably the next 10 years.
Oh, that's so funny. I bet your parents loved it too.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's on video somewhere.
Rice looking for his second strikeout. He's ahead 1-2 on Walburn. Here's the pitch. There it is. Strikeout number 2 for Rice. 3 batters faced. He sets them down, and I think they're actually calling it a ball now.
Yeah, I wrote K in my scorebook. It looks like he was going to go ahead and punch him out, but 2-2 count now.
I guess we'll all stay.
Caught a good break on that one, so Walburn gets a second opportunity. Now misses low and sets him at 3-2. This is not ideal for Rice. You know, thought he got the K, now finds himself throwing 3-2 to try and get him out of this inning.
Full counts. Here's the payoff pitch. 3-2. Misses and eclipses Walburn. Second time tonight he's been on board. Had a free pass earlier. Second time he's been hit by a pitch as well.
Yeah, Walburn, you know, 3-2 count. Took that one pretty hard to the shoulder, but if you're Rice, you're thinking, man, almost had him. Almost out of the inning.
Inches away.
Really so close from getting him out of the inning.
The commentators thought we had him.
I think everybody thought they had him.
Well, a chance for Orlando to get something going with 2 away. Blake Fields fouls the first pitch off.
That pitch bounced off of the rafters of the football field and back on to the baseball field. It's kind of funny when you play in these. Oh, there is a net right there, isn't it? We need. Yeah, I'm seeing the net now. There we go.
0-1. Walburn trying for second. He'll get there easily. That one a bit too low for Babbitt to handle, but high enough to get called a strike. 0-2.
You know, Esteban, you're going to start to learn this about me. I just like to talk.
That's lovely. 0-2, runner in scoring position. 0-3. Rice had to wait an extra batter for his second K. He got it regardless. And Walburn will get stranded at second. Fields goes down looking. And Orlando still down by 1 after 5. former snapper will lead things off in the 6th. It's Dawson Mock, who's 1 for 1 tonight. He steps up to face Moberly, who's back on the mound after coming in relief.
RBI single to break into his offensive outings there. Mock already swinging away 0-1.
Well, and even defensively, Mock has had a good night. Threw out a runner from right field at the plate. Keeps this game at 3-2. If not, we would have been tied all up at 3. There's ball number 1. Mock last season with Orlando hitting just over 300. This year in the early going, 375.
He falls, hitter-friendly count 2-1. Really looking for that extension out of his arms like we were talking about earlier. That's where a lot of his power is going to come from. But falls 3-1 now.
Hitters counts. Moberly's 3-1. Mock eyes it. The count runs full at 3-2. Didn't get much playing time this past season with the University of South Florida. Full count, pops it up. Carter will watch it go foul.
Yeah, 3 starts and 3 hits for USF. Had a triple against Memphis in one of those outings, and yeah, like I said, just not a ton of playing time for him there.
3-2. Misses upstairs, and that is why he leads the league in walk. There's number 12.
Yeah, 2 this game for him.
Now batting for the River Rats, number 8, Xavier Lopez.
Lopez has the chance to put a runner in scoring position or better, Lopez fly out in a K to start this game for him.
The infield for Orlando, playing for the double play. Mock trying to go. Here's the throw by Carter. On target, but late.
Mock again overrunning the base there. Showing his aggression from first and second, and you might see him go take third again. He almost took third last time he was in this position.
He was looking for stolen back number 9. Well, he's got it. He's eager to get number 10 now and reach double digits, but he'll stay put. That ball misses low.
He didn't swing.
1-1 for Lopez. We haven't seen Mock take a jump off second yet. He's got a nice lead. He's stretching it out there, but a little shifty. He takes a peek.
He stays. 1-1. Lopez, third base side. Como will watch it go over the fence and foul.
Good range by Como there. Played that ball perfectly. It went out of play, but had a good beat on it.
Spiker on deck. Xavier in a 1-2 hole. Dawson at second. Here's the pitch, and it will wait as it will make sure Mock doesn't have any ideas of getting stolen bag number 10.
Yeah, 3 of those 10 were in this game.
There he is, looking for double digits. Slides at third. Thought about taking home, but Carter has a read on it. The pass ball doesn't come into affect the snappers more than it should have.
I like this aggression out of Mock. It's like we're looking at a new animal here. We haven't seen this all season from him. Seems like out of nowhere he's just been steal hungry. He's been getting stolen bases, don't get me wrong, but not with this kind of anger and aggression behind them.
The infield comes in for Orlando. The count is 2-2 on Xavier. Here's the pitch. Lopez down the middle into center. Finds some grass, and Dawson Mock will walk his way home, and it's the River Rats up by 2.
Perfectly executed by Xavier Lopez. Just bloop one right in the center field over the pitcher. You know Mock is standing at third, and here comes head coach Abbott.
We'll have to wait and see if this is just a friendly talk with his pitcher or if Abbott has any ideas of going to his bullpen, and it looks like that will end the night for Borberly. Second time tonight, the Snappers will look for a new arm. Borberly finishes the night with 3 innings pitched, 3 hits given up. Got an earned run as well, 2 free passes, and struck out 4 in his outing. New pitcher for Orlando. We'll tell you who it is when we return. Julian Mayer is the new pitcher for Terry Abbott and the Snappers. Makes his second appearance of the year, and he'll start his night off with a throwback to first. A Daytona State College product. His ERA this past season a bit higher than he would like. Almost in the double-digit category. There's the first pitch. Got jammed to Carter. Throw to second, that's 1. Throw to first, that's 2. Well, Julian Mayer, welcome to the ballgame.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play there. Far to Travella to Mercado. I mean, just a great double play turn there. I'd like to say a 4.63, but the long way. 6.43, my apologies. A 6.43, but the long way.
There's strike number 1. This time on King, the center fielder. 1 for 1, has a walk as well. Pops this one up to the left side. Backtracking is Como. He's got a beat on it, calls for it, and breaks it down for the final out. It doesn't get any easier for Julian Mayer. Less than a handful of pitches. Got 3 outs and got the Snappers off of a sticky situation. It's still Orlando trailing the River Rats up by 2. It's a great time as ever for Orlando to get a couple runs. They're down by 2. Sanford has been dominant. 4-2 so far as we head into the bottom of the 6th. Glad to have you along, Christian. Esteban Velas with you.
Boussier.
Boussier.
You almost finished it off.
I was going to say Borberly. I have it in my head since he pitched. Trivella fouls this one off himself. That's gotta hurt. 1-1.
Sosnowski on the mound here for the River Rats coming in. Right-hander. Only 2 games, 3 innings pitched. He's got 3 strikeouts, no walks, and 2 hits. So even with that small sample size, still a great pitcher to have in your bullpen.
1-1. Mario waited on it, but not enough. 1-2.
Sidearm pitcher, that's going to give this fastball a lot of run. Consistently hitting about 87, trying to get up in those lower 90s still.
We talked about it yesterday. So different to see his sidearm motion. The second one is the Orlando Snappers have seen this series. Saw one yesterday. Now they'll face Sosnowski today.
2-2 count.
Here's the 2-2. Mario tried holding back, but it won't matter. It's called a strike regardless. And there's one away.
Good K on the 2-2 to start things off for Sosnowski. Put that one in his pocket and kind of open up this game that way.
Here's Jax Carter. Sosnowski just trying to attack the strike zone against Carter. He's got 2 free passes and 2 plate appearances.
Almost got him there. He was able to get out of the way.
One to 0. Misses. Carter has been really patient at the plate tonight. Doing the catching for Orlando. The guy that's been in and out of the lineup. A lot of backstops for the Snappers team this season. Here's the 2-0. There's strike number 1.
It's a good pitch there. Able to kind of start it on a little bit middle inside of the plate. Runs out to the outside. Good pitch to throw for a strike.
Outside. Doesn't get the call. 3 balls. Four walks on the year for Carter. Half of those have been tonight. Swing and a miss. Could have had number 5, but one fishing down. 3-2.
Full count here for Carter.
Here's a 3-2, and there is walk number 5 on the season for the freshman.
Just going to say walk number 3 this game.
So that puts a snapper at first, and the recent high school graduate of Julian Mercado, who also has a walk tonight himself. 0 for 1 on top of that. He's up at the plate. Jack's not a huge lead at first. Pitch to Mercado. Hit to the right side. Calise will charge. He'll take the easy out to first. Lopez is there. And 2 down.
Yeah, and you know, for Calise, that's a tough play to make as a second baseman. You have the runner kind of skewing your field of view on the ball. You know, he's running in front of the ball. You lose it for just a second. You don't know if it's going to take a hop, if it's going to, you know, be a slow roller, if it's steaming at you. So good play there by Calise, and even though it looked routine, a little harder than you might think at home.
So 3 up and 2 down for Daniele Rosari. He's got a pair of doubles this season. Has only 2 hits on the year, but tonight has struck out twice. He's behind 0-1 in the count. 0-2 as he fouls that one off.
just tipped it off the bat and not happy with the pitch he got there, and he swung at it and just missed it. And they're going to come take a look here. Good classy move by the umpire just to give him a second to reset and readjust himself.
So Znoski looking to end the inning. One strike away from sending this game into the top of the 7th. Only a 7-inning ball game due to thunderstorm and lightning before game time. Here's the 0-2. Irizarry watches it.
Yeah, you know, you get warmed up before the game. You think, all right, 7 o'clock, first pitch, let's do this. You're getting warmed up, you're getting stretched out, you're throwing in the bullpen, you're hitting in the cages, and then you sit. And you sit for some more, and you sit for some more, and you know, you want to stay as locked in as you can.
Irizarry to the left side. Puckett throws to first. Irizarry is just out. Daniel put the Jets on his way from home to first. But Stuart Puckett, he's been having quite the night at the hot corner and gets the final out. We head into the final inning, top of the 7th when we come back. And it's a visitor, Sanford, up 4-2. Final inning of regulation here from TFA. And it's Anthony Saliba to get this started in the top of the 7th as that one rolls right through Como at third and into left. And Saliba is aboard at first.
Now batting for the River Rats.
You won't see that every day from the third baseman from LA Tech. Louisiana Tech, not Los Angeles.
Two different cities, two different vibes.
So Saliba at first. He stays put. And there is ball number 1 on Manny Santana. 0 for 2 on the night, Manny. 2 strikeouts for a guy that came in as a pinch runner in extra innings just 24 hours ago. Lifts this one up into the left side. Forner near the grass, but Irizarry calls him off, and he's got it for the first out.
A little sketchy over there, and left and short. You know, two guys coming up on the ball and really shallow. You know, shortstop wants that ball, left fielder wants that ball. It's dropping, no one's really talking. Last second, boom, I got it.
It's so tough, especially early on in the season with teammates that you just met about a week ago. That communication factor always looms large. Babbitt takes that one inside for ball number 1. He's got a strikeout as well. 0 for 2, the catcher. Throw back to first, and diving in is the extra hitter of Saliba. Tomorrow, Christian, expect to see Saliba back behind the dish and maybe Babbitt as an extra hitter or maybe having a day off.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Babbitt on this, batting order. Like we said, big hitter in college, big hitter in high school, but hasn't seen a lot of playing time yet. But now that Saliba was sitting out tonight, he'd be able to go behind the dish. But Saliba is ready to go behind the plate tomorrow, so going to be interesting to see how Coach Jesse plays Babbitt now that Saliba's back.
Babbitt takes it off speed for strike number 2. That's such a huge asset when you can switch players in and out of the lineup and their consistency, their performance doesn't really get affected.
And we see that with Khalees and Spiker too.
To the left side, into left field. This one not an error, a clean base hit. His first of the night. Babbitt, that is.
Yeah, his first hit of the season too. And a good one to open up with.
Now batting for the River Rats.
Well, we were just talking about him and his bat needing to get going. That might be a sign of good things to happen. That makes way for the number 10 hole hitter. Final one in this lineup. The Pittman, who takes a look at strike number 1 at the knees. Hitting .250 on the year. 1 for 1 so far. Drew a walk earlier as well. There's ball number 1.
2 on, 1 away here for Pittman. 2 walks today. Hasn't had the chance to get a hit out yet. Walked on a 3-1 count his first time. Walked on a full count his last. And now finds himself 1 and 2.
Taken outside. 2 and 2. Only 2 RBIs for Pittman on the year. Chance to rack up a couple more. 2-2 offering by Julian Mayer. Here it is. Pittman up the middle. Double play opportunity. Farner, Trivella to first. We're out of the inning. That double play combination of the former DeLand son and the Seminole State College of Trivella looms large again. 6-4-3, and we head to the bottom of the 7th. Orlando Bats need to get going. Orlando was down by 2 in the final inning of regulation yesterday. They tied things up with a 2-run blast and sent that game to extra. Hopefully we'll get some more of the same. Here's Grant Como leading things off. Takes that one inside, appeal to first. He'll say he held back.
Brady Apple on the mound for Sanford now, coming to close out this game. He struggled a little bit in his college season, only 11 innings pitched and a 10 ERA, but 91-mile-per-hour fastball that if he can get control over will really throw these hitters off.
To first, diving play by Lopez. He'll race to the bag, beats Como there, out number 1. Did you say 98?
91.
Oh, okay. I probably misheard you.
98-mile-per-hour fastball, I mean.
I was like, okay.
Maybe not out of the picture yet, but.
I heard that. I was like, maybe it'll be a 1, 2, 3 inning then. Back to the top of the lineup. Here's the shortstop, Matthew Farner.
He's got 3 innings and 7 strikeouts and 2 walks, though. So for the River Rats this year, also not too bad.
Matthew Farner at the plate. Rashad Robinson on deck. 1-0 to Farner. Ripped towards the right side. Just foul.
Lopez is getting his work in tonight. Good little stop there at first base last at bat, and now almost got a glove on it, leaping up in foul territory.
Farner and company. The Snappers really wanted that one to stay fair for obvious reasons.
Coach is going to come over here and talk to him. Yeah, he's, off the kind of handle of the bat there. Maybe sometimes it catches a bad part of the barrel too. And these wood bats, not as forgiving as far as, metal bats go. Metal bats, you have a little more give in them, a little softer feel, but these wood bats, you feel everything. Any little tiny point of contact, you're going to feel in the bat. And looks like he's walking back to the dugout now.
Well, he is really feeling that one. They will get a pinch hitter, it seems like, to replace him. He's looking into his dugout to see who that'll be. Closer and closer to getting into that dugout. Well, wait a second. We'll see what the plan is for Coach Abbott.
Oh, he's pacing around there. He's definitely in some sort of pain, but also, just trying to figure out what the next move is here. Like I said, it's not necessarily anything terrible, just that sting off the wood bat,
That's a bat that you can't afford to lose.
Yeah.
And a glove as well if you're Orlando. A guy that's sitting 500 on the year, 1 for 2 tonight. He showcased his leather short a couple times this season already. But for tonight, that will end his performance. He'll go to the bench, and it will be Nicola Mezzanotte taking over.
Mezzanotti's the guy I was talking to. We talked about him last night. I talked to him before the game. He's really looking for some hits here. He knows he gets lucky on these at-bats. He knows that his luck is also running out, and he knows that he needs to really lock in and get some hits. Out of Ohio, playing in different weather. He told me he's playing in the snow. He'd rather play in the snow than the rain, so he's glad he's in Florida.
7 for 19 on the year. He's been getting a couple hits as well. 368 batting average. Has had a lot of luck, too.
And decent speed out of Mezzanotte, too.
Right now, he's just trying to be a leadoff hitter with 1 away and get on base some way, somehow. He finds himself in a 1-1 count, started up by Farner. Swing and a miss, 1-2. So tough, being cold and having to come up in a 1-1 count of that unexpected situation. It's not easy for Nicola.
Yeah, you definitely don't get the chance to settle into the at-bat. You're almost thrown into, the middle and the most high-pressure part of the at-bat, really. You're there, you're sitting on the bench, you're on the dugout wall, and all of a sudden you're in there with a 1-1 already.
Right now, it's 2-2. As Zanati fouls it off. That's what he'll do. He'll work some long at-bats. Make the pitcher, in this case of Apple, have to really work against him. He's trying to do that a couple more times at least. 2-2 pitch.
Got a piece of that one. He really wanted it. Fouled it back. Off the bottom of the bat towards the handle, away from the kind of soft spot, the contact point of the barrel.
Apple trying to get strikeout number 1. 2-2. There it is. Mazzanotti goes down swinging. 2 away.
Swinging came from Mazzanotti there. Apple working very efficiently in this inning, and now they're down to their last out. Down by 2 runs. Robinson with 2 Ks and a fly out this game.
The infield playing back. Rashad, anything softly hit in the dirt, will probably have himself an infield single. There's strike number 1. He's got speed. Fastest player in the Snappers lineup.
Robinson already in the 0-1. He's looking for a good pitch here, and that was not it. But a good block by Babbitt.
6-for-23 on the year coming into today. Takes a 1-1 inside. Gets ahead in the count. For Orlando, this isn't a guy that's going to go yard, really. What he will do is fight off a couple pitches and get on base somehow, especially using his wheels. And that's what they need right now. Hits this one to the right side, and that's what they'll get right now. Rashad Robinson continues the game for the Snappers. And oh, look who is up. It was yesterday's hero for Orlando, Hayden Gustafson. Similar scenario a night ago. Orlando was down by 2, 4-2, just like they are right now, and he hit a no-doubter down the left field line and sent us to extras.
It's incredible how similar these games are. Both teams had 6 hits and 5 hits in the exact same situation. Of course, this one was in the top of the 9th, but 4-2 game once again. Gustafson up to the plate and a runner on first base, identical to last night. Of course, we all know how that happened, the home run to tie it up.
First pitch, and he remembers that very well. You could tell off that swing. He's trying to do it one more time.
I've never seen so much power out of a swing there. That was explosive. Gustafson is so ready here. Green light all the way.
Oh, and 1. Swing and a miss. Now we'll have to shorten up on that swing. Take something off. He's down 0-2. And the Snappers down to their final strike. 0-for-3 on the night. He was 0-for-3 yesterday. Finished 1-for-4 after that bomb. 0-2. Misses.
Good pitch to look at there for Gustafson. Able to extend this at bat. He represents the tying run here in the bottom of the 7th.
Robinson at first. 1-2. Hayden swings right through it, and that will end the ball game. Appel comes in the 7th inning, and he shuts the door on Orlando despite the single by Robinson down to the left side. Well, the River Rats take the series 2-0 ahead of Orlando. These two teams will meet once more tomorrow to close out the 3-game sets. It'll be in Sanford with a first pitch time set for 6:30 p.m. Hopefully, no thunderstorms, no lightning, no delay.
We will see Esteban. It was a great matchup today. Once again, dead even in this game. Pretty much back and forth the entire time. This time won by pitching, though, less offense.
4-2 the final score, 6-5 the hit column, both in favor of Sanford. For our entire staff here at the Florida League, for Christian Bussieri, I'm Esteban Velez. We'll see you tomorrow from Sanford at 6:30 p.m.